particular segment does more for you than any of them, because it's got to create enough interest to you that you want to learn to box. And let me tell you, first of all, that anybody can learn to box. Anybody. Girls, boys, older people, whatever. And it's one of the greatest sports in the world to build character. So these segments are going to try to convince you that you or anyone can learn to box. So let's get started today by learning your stance, your footwork, your lateral movement, your left jab, your right cross, your left hook, but the basic punches, you want to be fundamentally sound in them. Also, too, you want to keep in mind that what I'm teaching you here today are fundamentals. I'm not telling you that there aren't several different variations of doing what we're doing here. There are several different variations, but this is the one correct way to do each of these fundamental steps. So before I get started, or before I go any further here, I want to bring up a young man that has been with me since he was 9 years old. I'm going to use him to demonstrate a lot of the techniques that we're going to be teaching here today. And his name is Mike Phelps. He's currently rated number 3 in the world. He's a super flyweight. He's probably had 250 amateur boxing matches, and I think right now he's had around probably around 35 to 40, I think 35 professional bouts, losing 3 of them. But he is one of the top prospects in the world today. So if I could, I'd like to get him up here at this time. Mike, would you come on up here? As you can see, he's a little bitty guy, ugly too. But what we want to do here with him today is give you an idea of just how easy it is to learn to box. As I said before, we're going through 6 segments or 6 tapes to demonstrate each phase of boxing. And this first one is fundamentals. And if you learn these fundamentals correctly, if you spend enough time and enough effort to learn them correctly, this is what's going to make you a good boxer if you want to box. Another thing too is, don't forget that you don't have to be a boxer necessarily to want to learn this stuff. This is stuff that you can learn right there in your house, and as time goes by, it'll benefit you greatly in that you'll have more confidence in yourself, and you'll have the ability to teach. And whether you know it or not, some of the greatest boxing teachers in the history of the boxing business, I mean forever, have been people that have never boxed before. They're just good communicators. So we're going to start this today by teaching stance, and I hope that this will benefit you a whole lot. Now, the purpose in teaching stance first, you may ask, is that in teaching stance, you're building a foundation. Just like a building, you don't want to start at the top of the building and build downward. You want to build the foundation, and you want to build it as strong as you can. And in doing so, it will make your building a lot more durable. And it's the same thing with boxing. If the structure is, if the foundation is good, the boxer will be good. So Mike, if you would, face the audience here, and let me show him the correct stance. Okay, now as you can see, he has his left foot out front. He's a right-handed boxer. So if you're left-handed, you want to just turn the other way and get your right foot out front. But basically, this entire segment will be done on with the right-hander as the person to demonstrate this stuff. So he's going to have his left foot out front, and his right foot facing this way right here, not like this, or not like this, but at an angle to the right here. Okay, now his feet are the width of his shoulders. That's how far apart they are. They are the width of his shoulders. Now just let your arms hang down, Mike. Now tuck your chin. Just let your chin hang down. Now the idea in this is anything he does in boxing, when he walks in the gym, he walks in with his chin down, and when he walks out with his chin down, and when he gets outside, he can lift it back up. Otherwise, everything he does in this gym is with his chin down. Okay, he's got his weight distributed so that his weight is right here. If you just drew a straight line to where his weight is, it's right here. It's distributed perfectly right between his feet. And he's got his weight right here, okay? Right now, the next thing, of course, is hand position. So I'm going to take his right hand and I'm going to put his thumb on his chin right here, and you'll note that the hand is open. I'll get to why it's open later on, but basically when you're in your stance, you have open hands, so that actually it's to pair punches with and to do several other things with, but we'll get to that. But you notice his thumb is on his chin is down, and now he's going to bend his legs, both legs. There you go, just a little bit right there, and his right elbow is against his body. Now that should be fairly simple. You're looking at this and saying, yeah, well, that ain't nothing to that. I can do it, okay? Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to take his right hand and left hand, raise it up to eye level, right here, eye level, and his arm straight up and down this way. It's not this way, and it's not way out here. I doubt if it could go out that way, could it? Okay, but basically it's straight up and down, and he gives you an avenue right up the middle. If you're going to hit him, you're going to have to hit him up the middle, and that's what the hands are for. Okay, so his elbow's in on his right side, his left hand is eye level, and now he is ready to box. Tilt your head this way. Get your head straight a little bit. See, now you don't want to expose this side of your face. You want to be looking. They want to be looking right at his nose, right here. That's what you want to be looking at. And you want to frame this in right here. Okay, now then. So now the next step, and you can look in the mirror, you can get in the mirror, and you can just get in your stance, check it out, see that your nose is straight ahead here, not this way, don't expose this. Once you get this right here and you got your legs bent and you feel comfortable with that, the next thing is to get in your rhythm. Now, the idea in getting in a rhythm, you can drop your hands now, Mike. The idea in getting in a rhythm here is so that you can initiate all your punches once you learn them. Now, this rhythm right here is something that you should feel real comfortable with. It's actually going from your left foot to your right foot and keeping the weight in the center here, if you'll note. Now, I'm not picking up my right foot or picking up my left foot. All I'm doing is just barely bouncing right here. Now, what this is doing is shoving my weight forward and back, forward and back. Note my chin right here, forward and back. Should be really relaxed. Let's see you do that, Mike. Put your hands down. There you go, chin down. All right. Now, the purpose in this is so that you can get your punches off correctly, so that you're not setting flat-footed, and when you get hit, you absorb every bit of the punch. This is to keep you flexible so that you can throw your punches and work out of a good, strong rhythm. All right, Mike, now get in your stance again. Now get in your rhythm. Okay, that's good. That's good. You note that his weight stays right here. All right, now, so what you have here is you have a good, solid foundation in which to build your repertoire of punches off of, or your arsenal. We'll call it your arsenal. Your arsenal of punches are done from this stance and this rhythm. And we'll get into later on different types of rhythms and how to offset them, but this is just your basic fundamental rhythm. Let's do that one more time, Mike, just to show them. Get in your stance, get in your rhythm. Okay, now then, good. All right, now you want to learn this before you learn to throw any punches. And now you're going to see why it's important that you have this before learning the first punch. And that first punch, of course, is going to be a left jab. The left jab is the most important punch in boxing. It sets up the opponent for the next punch, and just about every combination should start and end with a left hand, because at the end of the combination, your weight should be right back to where it started. And that, again, comes back to distribution of weight. Okay, get in your stance. Okay, now what I'm going to have you do, Mike, turn toward me right here. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's do this the other way. You get on this side. Let me get over here. Now get in your stance. And what I want you to do, I'm going to show you the path of the left jab before you do anything else, before you're doing any kind of rhythm. Now, you ready? The idea here is to this is just like a spring in his elbow. This is just going to push right here, and his chin is going to go right behind that shoulder. Do it again, right here. Just push. Boom. You notice we're not moving his feet yet. Okay? And he's gripping right on the end. Boom. Just like that. You notice his hands are open and they grip right on the end. All right? Just like that. There's nothing to it. Okay? Now then, get in your stance. Get in your rhythm And every time you come down on your left foot, I want you to jab my hand. There you go, right there. Now stop. Now you'll notice that he's jabbing this way open-handed. But now that is not the way the punch is going to land. He's doing this to demonstrate so it don't hurt my hands. The punch is landing this way. Not this way, but this way with his hand rolled over. That's how the jab lands. Okay, get in your stance. Get in your rhythm. Okay, now every time you come down that left foot, I want you to jab. There you go. There you go. Now you notice that his weight goes back to the center after each punch. You notice that his head does not come forward all the way over his left foot. It's staying back in the middle, and his right foot is shoving his weight forward. Now watch that foot and that hand hit at the same time if you can here. See here? It's hitting at the same time. Stop. Okay. So now what you have is you have your basic stance. Let's see your stance. Your basic rhythm. And your left jab right here. Boom. Right there. Right there. Now that could not be done any more perfect than that. Now like I say, there are several variations of jabs, but this is the correct way to learn a left jab. If you learn it this way, and you're able to do it this way, and you do enough repetitions so that it's automatic, it's easy to change the different positions and different things you want to do to vary your left jab. But this is the correct way to do it. All right? So now, if you would, Mike, face the audience here. I want you to get in your stance. I want you to get in your rhythm. All right, now we're going to do some lateral movement. Now what he's going to do is I'm going to have him move left and right. And in doing so, is I'm going to have him, when he's moving left, I don't want him crossing his feet this way. And when he's moving right, I don't want him crossing his feet this way. The idea in staying in this rhythm is so that he can move left and move right without crossing his feet or without bringing them together. He can throw all of his punches moving left and right without losing his solid foundation and without moving his weight out to his left foot or his right foot. All he's got to do is stay in his rhythm. So I'm going to have you, Mike, to move to your left and move to your right. And every time you come down on your left foot, I want you to jab. Okay, hold it. Wait a minute. Come here. All right. Let's okay. Get in your stance first. Get in your rhythm. All right, move left. Don't throw no punches. Just move left. Now come on, move right. Move right. Come on. Go left again. Go right. Okay, now then, now I want you to go back to your left, and every time you come down on your left foot, I want you to jab. Keep moving left. There you go. Now come on right, and every time you come down on your right foot, I want you to jab. You'll notice coming to his right, he's got to go to his right. He's got to go to his right foot in order to initiate the jab. Now let's do that again. Stay in your rhythm. Rhythm left. Now come on, rhythm right. There you go. There you go. Now he can move left or right easily in this rhythm. And he's keeping his weight situated where it should be. All right, now, so what you have your stance, your rhythm, your left jab, your lateral movement to your left, your lateral movement to your right. Now let's do your your forward movement. Get in your stance, get in your rhythm. Okay, now move forward, throw in your jab. Okay, back up, throw in your left jab, come to your right foot. There you go, come on forward. There you go. Notice he's staying in his rhythm. Come on back, stay in your rhythm. There you go, there you go. So you can see the importance of your rhythm and having a good foundation. Now this may have seemed very complicated to you before, but it should seem easy to you now, because basically all you're doing is getting in a stance, your rhythm, moving left, moving right, moving forward, and moving back using a left jab. Now, in learning this takes a lot of repetitions of doing this. You're not going to do it one time and expect to go to a gym and be able to do it in the box. But actually what it is the foundation that every good boxer is developed around. All right, so we've got all this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a right cross. Now let me explain something to you about a right cross. A right cross is not called a right cross because you throw it across. That's not the idea. The idea is to throw the right cross across the other person's left jab. And it's not that you got to throw it this way. A right cross is thrown directly off of your right shoulder and your right foot. And what happens is, to initiate this, get in your stance. All right, now the first thing that is going to move on him is his right heel is going to turn outward. Now you'll note the position of the right hand never changes. It's on his chin. His thumb is on his chin. The right heel will turn out, which will push the knee inward, which will push the hip forward, which will push the elbow forward, and it's like a chain reaction. Let's do that again. It starts with the heel, knee, hip, elbow, and hand. Now, it's going to roll over just like this, and if his chin is down where it's supposed to be, it'll lock right on the end, boom, right here, and you got it. So let's try it, Mike. Just roll it over. All right, just like that, off of his right foot. Now, you'll note here, too, it's very important that his weight starts in the center and his weight ends on his left foot. Let's do it again. Right here. See his follow-through, okay? Now, that would be the equivalent of this here, too. Let's look at this right here. This is why it's called a right cross. If I throw my jab and he's going to throw his right cross, throw your right cross right there. It's crossing my left hand. Now, what it's not doing is going across that way. Go across that way with it, Mike. You're going to throw right over my right hand. I mean, left hand, just like that. That's a right cross. That's why it's called a right cross. And the punch lands off of your right foot. It lands right here. It does not land over here. If I'm boxing him and the other guy is moving this way, which most right-handers, when they jab, are going to be moving this way, I want to throw it right off of my right foot. I don't want to throw it when he's over here, okay? So I'll tell you what I want you to do now, Mike. I want you to get in your stance. I want you to get in your rhythm. I want you to move left, throwing your left jab. I want you to move right, throwing your left jab. I want you to go 3 times, jab 3 times to your left, and then your right hand, and jab 3 times to your right, and then your right hand. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now come on this way. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now go forward 3 times in the right hand and go backwards 3 times in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, boom. Good. 1, 2, 3, boom. All right. Now that should be self-explanatory. Now he's got 2 punches in his arsenal now. That's a left jab and a right cross. But he's also got it in his head now that it's automatic that before he throws any of these punches, he wants to get in his rhythm. And that will set up anything he wants to do. Also, too, in staying in his rhythm, his head is constantly moving. And when he's in his rhythm, it's going from his left foot to his right foot, looking directly at you this way. You probably can't see it, but if you watch my head this way, you can see the difference in how far my head moves. So it's real important, that rhythm in this foundation. So I don't know if I've over-explained this, but I'm going to do it one more time. And I'm going to have him get in his stance first. Note the thumb on the chin. Note the right elbow. Notice this hand straight up and down. Notice that it's eye level, and his weight is right directly between his feet. Okay, now get in your rhythm. Okay, you'll note that his head stays in the center here as he's going back and forth. He's not taking his head way out over his left foot or his right foot. He's staying in the center. Okay, now in moving left, Mike, let's see him move left. Look how his feet stay apart. His feet are apart. They're not getting together. All right, there you go. Same thing. Okay, now, Mike, I want you to throw the left jab as you're moving left. 3 and end it with the right hand. All right, now 3 and end it with the right hand again. All right, good. Now 3 times forward right hand and back up right hand. Good. Now back it up. Good. All right. So that is as basic as we can get on stance, left jab, right cross, lateral movement to the left, lateral movement to the right, forward movement, and moving backwards. So now, after you get to this point, comes the time that you're going to learn a left hook. Probably the left hook is the hardest punch in boxing to learn and to teach. First of all, let me get you back over here on this side, okay? Because I'm gonna move you back in just a second. But the way you learn to throw a left hook is to first get in the position as if you had just thrown a right hand, only don't throw it. In other words, turn your right heel out like this so that your weight is on your left foot and your right elbow's down right here. Make that move, Mike, but don't throw it. Just there you go. Do it again. One more time. All right, now then. You'll note that the first thing that you do is get in this position to learn a left hook. Okay, Mike, get back around here again. All right, now get in that position. All right, now then, as you can see, he's got his weight on his left foot. He's just thrown a right hand or feinted a right hand or whatever. Now what he's going to do now is he's going to initiate this left hook the same way he initiated his right hand. the first thing that is going to move is that his left heel is going to turn out this way. Now what that does, just like on the right hand, it's going to kick this knee in, it's going to pull this hip across, it's going to pull this elbow across, and his hand across, and his shoulder across. It's going to make everything go across. Face the audience a little bit here, okay? All right, now if you'll notice, as he starts this, his heel will turn your heel, push your knee, push your hip, push your shoulder, and your elbow. Now all this will go through at precisely the same time. Now you'll note that as I come across, I'll come down on my right heel. Watch this. Boom. See? Now I'm in this position to start. Now watch my heel come down. When that heel hits the floor, you know that you have brought your weight across. And if that heel hits the floor the same time this hand hits somebody, you're going to be hitting with maximum amount of leverage. You're going to hit them with whatever you weigh. Right here. Boom. In that order. Okay, Mike, let's do this real slow. And I want you to, okay, now then turn your left heel out, knee, hip, and hand, just like that. Now go on across with it. There you go. Do that again. All right, do that one more time. Good, right there. Get that elbow up a little bit. There it is. There it is. You'll note that as that hand lands, his shoulder is directly in front of that hand. See that? See this right here? See this knee? See this foot? It's all in line, and it's coming through at the same time. Do it again. Boom, right there, okay? Now let's try another angle so that they can maybe see this better. Let's do it. Let's do it. Get back around this way, okay? Let's try it this way so that they can see your weight coming across with it. First, take your weight. Now bring it across. There you go. Tuck that chin as you go across. There you go. Watch that heel come down. Watch that heel come down right there. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, considering that you almost broke my hand. Okay, now that is a left hook. Now, the way that punch lands is if it's a short left hook, that means a left hook thrown inside my elbow from this point inward. This punch lands this way. Lands this way. The further out my hand gets, the more this thumb rolls upward to this position. I can actually hit him out here with a left hook, but I wouldn't want to turn it this way because it'll just turn into a jab. I need to roll my thumb over as it goes out. In other words, like if I'm facing you here and I'm going to throw a left hook, a short left hook, it goes this way. The longer the hook gets, the more the thumb rolls up this way. Okay? So that's a short hook and a long hook. Let's see your long hook, Mike. Reach with a little bit. Right there. Open-handed, I might add. There you go. There you go. Now notice that it takes his weight to his right foot so that if he wanted to, he could throw a right hand right behind it. Do that again. Right there, okay? So the idea is to get your weight over your left foot as such, transfer your body weight across and have the punch land at a given point, and that given point is as this heel hits the floor. So you take your weight to your left foot, transfer it across, boom, and it lands at this point right here. And you'll notice my hand, my shoulder, and my knee all go together here. And notice the position of my right hand too, where my thumb is on my chin, in this position. That way I can throw the right hand right behind it. So that's basically it. That is a left hook. Now we're going to go on now to show you a left hook to the body. And I think, Mike, in order to do that, I want you to stand right. No, I'll tell you what, you get back over here on this side. And a left hook to the body is a very important punch, other than just the fact that it's a body punch. It's also a cutoff punch. Now what I mean by cutoff punches is there are several cutoff punches that we're going to teach you at this time, so that you'll know what a cutoff punch is. Now, most boxers, I'd say just about all boxers that you fight, are either moving left or right. And the idea is to throw a cutoff punch in order for him to stop in front of you so that you could throw anything else you might want to throw. But in order to do that, you have to learn to throw a left hook to the body and what we call a lag punch to the body, or a wide right hook to the body. Okay, so in order to throw a left hook to the body, The difference in throwing it is this. Number one, it goes to the left foot. Again, just like we say, take your head over to your left foot like that. It is initiated with the left heel just as before, but the difference is the way it lands. It's not going to land this way. It's not going to land this way, and it's not going to land this way. It's going to land palms up this way. This is the way the punch is going to land, this way. Now, so what he's going to do is he's going to take his weight there. He's going to take his head out over his left foot, and he's going to get this elbow outward and turn his palms up. It's sort of like taking something, laying it in your hand on your left foot, and throwing it up in the air this way. That's how you throw a left hook to the body or a cutoff punch to the body. Now, let's see you do that, open-handed right there. There you go. Now, you'll notice that his chin goes behind his shoulder right here. Do it again, right there, right there. Now, that is a real important punch, even if it's not used primarily to hurt the guy to the body with. It's used as a cutoff punch. If I'm moving this direction and I throw a jab at him and I'm moving this way and he throws that hook as a cutoff punch and hits me, anything he throws after it is going to hit me because he has stopped me in my tracks. And it's the same thing now as if you want to throw a wide right to the body. Now get around on this side, Mike. Again, it's initiated by him turning his right heel out and his knee in and his hip in and his shoulder, and then he just drags the right hand. The right hand, there you go, do it again. Unlike a straight right hand, the straight right hand is thrown direct with all of his weight behind it. In this particular case, his weight will have already gone through when the punch lands. See, his body has gone through and then the punch lands. Now the reason for that is to make sure, let's get this way right here, face the audience this way, is to make sure that my head gets across his body before this lands, because if I land it right here in front of him, he's going to be able to hit me. The idea is to get my head across his body and so that I can get my weight to my left foot here so that I can throw the left hook following this. Okay? So if it's thrown direct like this, I'm falling right into whatever he's doing. This right here, with him moving that way, is going to stop him and set up my left hook. So that's a wide right cutoff punch, a lag punch we call it. And this is a left hook to the body over here. So Mike, let's see you, number one. Let's get back around on this side again. All right, now let's see your wide left hook to my body. Right there, good, do it again. Right there, and a wide right to my body. Take your head across, right there. Take your head across, right there. Okay, all that is a lag punch on that right hand, and all this is taking his head out over this side to throw the left hook to the body, and taking his head across in order to throw the wide lag right hand to the body. But you'll notice again, one more time, let me point out that those are initiated by your heels first. Every punch in boxing is initiated by your feet or by your heel turning out, with the exception of a left jab. A left jab is the only punch that you don't have your heels turning outward. Okay? So now I'm going to move on to uppercuts. Now, the technique of throwing an uppercut is easy to learn. When to throw them is hard to learn, and that has to be done through actually boxing and doing repetitions in practicing it. But I'm going to show you the correct technique in throwing left uppercuts and right uppercuts. We'll start with a right uppercut. Mike, get in your stance. And get your elbow against your body, your thumb on your chin. All right, all you're going to do is drop straight down on your right leg. Yeah, get your weight on your right leg and turn your right heel out and this up. Okay? Now all he's going to do is drop down. He's going to turn his right heel out, his right knee in, his hip in, his elbow in, and this hand comes upward this way. It's like taking something. If you laid an egg in your hand and you wanted to throw it up in the air, all you're going to do is the best way to throw that egg in the air is to do this right here. Right here. And notice the chin comes behind your shoulder right here. And watch my body weight go up. See here? Boom. That right heel turns out just like on a right hand. Same thing. And that initiates it. Now let's see that, Mike. Right there. Boom. Okay. There it is. Right there. Turn the heel out. Turn the heel out. Right there. That's exactly what it is. It's dropping to your right. A guy rushes you. You drop to your right leg. You turn your right heel out and your palms up. and keep your chin close to your shoulder. And that's basically it. Do it one more time, Mike. Drop, boom, right there. This is not an arm punch. You don't take it and throw it from back here or up here or whatever else. All that is actually having the guy come to you, feign him or whatever you're going to do to make him come to you, or maybe he just wants to come to you anyway, likes beating on you. So have him coming to you, drop to your right leg, tuck your chin, turn your heel out, and your palms up, and that's a right uppercut. That way you're keeping your elbow inside your hip, and this right leg is shoving your body weight upward, and that's what you want, your body weight to go upward in that position, okay? Same thing on the left hand. Get over here. The only difference is in being a right-hander, you got this closer to you, and you're susceptible to getting hit with right hands if you don't know when to throw it. The time to throw a left uppercut is when a guy is bobbing and weaving, and he comes here, because as he's coming across, he can't throw the right hand. But basically, the correct technique in throwing this is to take your weight out over your left foot, face the audience a little bit more. Take your weight, shift your weight out to your left foot like you've thrown a right hand, and you're going to turn this straight upward, same as the right hand. You're going to turn your heel out. There you go, right here, right there, right there. Same as the other side, but it's like you can also do this. If a guy jabs at you, you can slip it and throw it upward. Or if a guy's weaving under here, you can slip and throw it upward. Okay, do it one more time. You'll note that it's initiated by the left heel turning out, the knee turning in, hip turning in, and the hand coming upward this way. Okay, let's do it one more time. And straighten your left leg as it comes up. There it is, right there. See how that body weight goes upward? Right there. Now that's fairly simple. The hard part about throwing a right uppercut and a left uppercut is, like I say, knowing when to throw them. You never throw a right uppercut when the other guy is taller than you and you're underneath him. That wouldn't make any sense. You never throw a right uppercut or a left uppercut when the guy is moving away from you. If he's moving away from you, you're going to miss it anyway. So the idea is to always throw the uppercuts when the guy is either eye level with you or lower. Do not throw them when he's up above you or pulling away from you. And that takes repetitions of sparring each day and working on that. So basically, and that's what we're talking here is basics. What we have done here is we have taken you through a full arsenal of punches. Now, I'm going to go through these one more time. Mike, face the audience. First, get in your stance. You notice his thumb on his chin, his elbow against his body, his weight distributed between his feet. His feet are the width of his shoulders. All right, that's his stance. Now get in your rhythm. All right. Now every time you come down on your left foot, I want to see a left jab. There you go. Roll it over. Keeping your chin. There you go. Good, good. Now move left, doing the same thing. Now move right, doing the same thing. There you go. Keeping your feet apart. Now move left and end it with the right hand. After the third one, 1, 2, 3, boom. Now come this way and end it with the right hand. All right, good. All right, now I want you to throw a short left hook. Turn your heel out like you've thrown a right hand. Now bring your weight back across by turning your heel, knee, and hip through the punch. Right there. Do it again. Right there. Right there. Good. And a long left hook out here. Good. Good. All right. Now I want you to throw that left hook as a cutoff punch when I'm moving this way. Right. You notice he steps with it. Step with it. Right here. Boom. Right there. Palms up. Palms up. Get his body weight going upward. Good. All right. Now I want you to get over on this side and throw the wide right to the body as a cutoff punch. Throw it at my hand here. There you go. There you go. That sets up the left hook. Right there. Okay. One more time. Right here. Right there. Good. Okay. So then let's see the right uppercut. Drop. Turn your heel up. There you go. Do it again. Shove your weight upward. There you go. And get over here and throw the left uppercut. Take your weight over like you've thrown a right hand and shoot the left uppercut. There you go. Chin down. Elbow kicks in. There you go. Right there. Okay? So these are your basic fundamentals of boxing. There's several other punches. There's many variations of these punches, which we'll get into in other segments of the clinics we're giving. But basically, this is your basic fundamentals of boxing: stance, rhythm, footwork, moving left, moving right, left jab, right cross, left hook, wide right to the body, wide left to the body, and your uppercuts. That is your basic punches, and this is the correct way to do them. There is only one correct way to do these fundamentals, one correct way. Many variations, but only one correct way. You get this correct way down, you've got the foundation of a gigantic building, and you can nurture that along and become as good as you can become. So, you know, anybody can learn to box.